Hello, welcome to your Good Vibrations reading for the week of September 11th. I am recording this on the 11th, and a lot of people are using today to reflect upon the events that really changed the energy of our world in large part. It is something that we'll never be able to forget. Those of us who were living at that time of the events of September 11th will always remember where we were when we heard the news. Much like past events such as the assassination of President Kennedy, the explosion of the Challenger, events that are so unexpected that it changes the course of the world. It changes our path. It changes the focus of the energy. And I think it's fitting that this week, you know, I always want to bring you good vibrations. I want you to feel really strong in your heart this week, because we're building up to Friday. We have a full moon eclipse in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is the last of the zodiac signs. It is the culmination. It is the deepest part of our spirituality, our very soul. And with a full moon eclipse, there is a sense that you are letting go of something once and for all. You're making a choice to fully release some aspect that very likely is an emotional aspect, because that's what the moon is about. And because it is a full moon, it is casting a light on those deepest depths of something that you've been carrying for a long time that kind of brings upset to your whole system. It runs under the surface of your everyday life. And this eclipse, the meaning of that eclipse is bringing it out and letting it release and letting it go once and for all. This has really been a buildup that's been occurring for quite a number of weeks now. And this will be the final in what is called the eclipse season for 2016. And what a year it has been. Many drastic ups and downs, in personal lives of people that I know, and so many of you that I haven't met in person. I know that you're experiencing massive changes of course, hearing news that you will never forget where you were when you heard that news, like the events that I mentioned earlier. So it's been that kind of a year. And it's been that kind of a year because, as I keep saying in all my readings, this is the closure. And this is Pisces with this full moon eclipse, the closure. It is the last in the cycle. And then you let it go and you move on. It is new chapter time. And this is some emotional aspect of you that really wants to be let go. So this week, the symbol that I was, when I dowse, I use a pendulum with charts to figure out which of the 360 Sabian symbols apply for us each week. And boy, when I dowse, there is no question which one it is. My pendulum is very clear with me, with all of your energy tapped into it. So Cancer 20 comes through. A Venetian gondolier sings a serenade. So this is the biggest heart of hearts that is you, your higher self, wisdom and love, singing a song to you this week, because it is a time of letting go. And I feel these messages are about that letting go process, and your heart is just singing to you to just let it go, because there's so much love for you here. If you will let this piece go, it opens up some room for this other piece to come in. And I mean that in terms of the word peace, Peace. A new calm. This year has been so tumultuous for so many people. And thus it's just so fitting that I'm doing this on September 11th, the 15th anniversary of those tragic events. We are experiencing our own sense of very personal tragic events, many of us, and coming to this culmination in this 9-year, so that in 2017 we can really start fresh. And the thing is that that new year energy actually begins in October of this year. So this is why this month is truly the closing of that chapter, and then in October everything shifts into the new energy, which is the one vibration. Brand new, clean slate. Your story, how you want to write it. And you get to choose. Okay? So let's get on with the reading here and see what we have. The first card up was from the Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides deck, and it is the blue heron. Here's the message that's on the card. Make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. Your heart, your serenade that the Venetian gondolier, which is your higher self, heart and wisdom, is singing to you to get through this week, to really let go of whatever you need to let go. You need to stand strong in what you believe is the right choice for you. I get a sense that perhaps you've been a little wishy-washy on really stepping into whatever it is that's been on your mind. And this energy of the full moon eclipse is washing away whatever is keeping you in the wishy-washy state. It's time for you to really know that it's safe to stand strong in what you believe to be true for you. And again, likely this is an emotional aspect of your life, but it's something that touches lots of parts of your life, okay? And it's okay. I also want to say for you that you might be standing a little taller or looking a little different from other people. This bird in particular, you can't miss a heron when they've landed somewhere, they're standing in some water or something. Pretty much most of the time, if people are around, they're going to notice that bird because they've got these long legs and this long beak. And you might, this sense of, or the decision that you're looking to make, or sense of being that you're looking to adopt for yourself fully, might make you stand out. And I'm going to encourage you here. Your team is, my heart is beating so fast right now. Your team is saying, it's all good. Who cares if you look weird or what your parents think or what your friends think? You must stand up for what is true for you, because no one else is going to do that for you. You have to do it. And by you really making and stepping into this choice, this way of being fully and not being wishy-washy anymore, you get that sense of being able to stand taller in your carriage, of being able to sniff out the truth. I realize that birds can't really sniff, I don't think, but that's what I get with the long beak. It's like you're able to sniff out the truth and have a greater sense of discernment for yourself with this new way of being, this new mindset that you're thinking about, that you're gravitating towards. It's right, is all I keep wanting to say. Please keep going forward, even if it might seem like that's different, or what are people going to think, or whatever. The momentum is there for you to really step into it. And boy, there is such a regal sense I get with that energy once you really own it and claim it. Use this full moon energy this Friday to really help you to cleanse away the last vestiges of anything that is standing in your way from stepping into it fully. Okay? Because it's really going to lift you in a way that feels very strong and sure and discerning and just regal. That is the word I keep getting. That there is no shame for this decision that you are ready to make. Okay, so if you chose the second card, this is the card that was in the second middle position. This is from The Way of the Horse deck by Linda Kohanov, and I really love reading her entries in the book that comes with this card deck. So I'm going to hold this up close because it's a really beautiful image. If you can see, there is the reflection of another horse in this beautiful black coat of this horse. And there's lightning in the background there. The name of this card is the Twins. Union of opposites, fluidity of consciousness, mythic reality. As lightning pierces the veil between the worlds, a coal-black horse senses the presence of his spirit brother. Now, when I was dowsing on this, the message that comes through is the gift portion of the message, not the challenge. So here's the gift of the Twins. Embracing the mythic dimension of life is like meeting a wiser, more adventurous twin. Your psyche has a supernatural element, fond of improvising on timeless themes, and it can help you make sense of seemingly unexpected or challenging events. So as I said in the intro, what I immediately saw with this card, which I don't often see or notice, is the lightning. That's what it's all about for me with this card. This is the kind of almost Uranus, the planet Uranus energy. There's something in your life that has really caused this lightning bolt of change to want to come through, where everything is different. It's like a resetting. That's what I love about a thunderstorm, a lightning, particularly lightning, is I literally can feel in the energy, it resets the energy of the planet, the part of the planet where that storm is taking place. That's what it does. It's like a jolt. And that's what I feel for you that picked this card, is there's a real resetting and the serenade coming through from your higher self. The biggest love that there is in this world for you is that it's safe to allow that lightning storm to occur, because it is bringing about a new dimensionality within you, this inner portion, inner depths of you that are ready to come forward and really step into it in 2017. They're parts of you that were part of your blueprint all along, and you've just been fostering those parts of you, the layers of you, in order to let them come forward at the right time. So timing is everything, and you are, if you selected this card, I feel like you are a master of timing. You know when something feels right and when it doesn't. And this lightning blast maybe could have been quite out of the blue. That's what it feels like, because I keep feeling the Uranus energy. It feels like very unexpected and like a quick change of course. And so this full moon, the serenade to you is to allow that full moon to just let the lightning storm carry on, and then the storm passes. This too shall pass. And with it, it takes whatever is no longer part of that new you. It's like a rewiring of who you are. I mean, this week is really, really deep. That's a lunar eclipse in Pisces coming up on Friday. That's the end of the cycle. It's the deepest we can go, you know. It's the culmination of all the other zodiac signs leading up to the finality of Pisces. And there is, with Pisces, a sense of flow. The two fishes moving, sometimes they move against each other, and sometimes they're in this kind of infinity pattern where they're just back and forth in contraction and expansion. It keeps going, the energy keeps moving, and you're in a place where that pattern is going to change. So maybe what I get a sense of here is you might have been in a place where those two fish of the Pisces have been kind of moving against each other, almost like a yin and a yang, like this symbol. Kind of moving against each other, and that helps to build momentum. I don't think that that's a negative thing. I think there's purpose in that. It builds a lot of momentum, and it's like when you rub two sticks together, eventually it's going to catch fire, and then boom, you're on to a different phase. You've got fire at that point. That's where you are. You're done with the the two moving against each other, and now they're really, if you look at the two fish, or you look at these two horses, this is very symbolic here, perfect symbolism for us to look at. They're really, for you, moving in a complete circle. Where the white ends, the black begins. Where the black ends, the white begins. Can you sense? They're going around. And for some of you, it's going to be in this infinity pattern. Where that's, or for some of you, it's going to be like a spiral, and you're getting closer and closer, and you're zeroing in on something. But there is a sense of the energy then becoming more productive, okay? In whatever it is, this pattern change. You're becoming, the energy's more productive because you've built up the heat enough. You've built the momentum, and the lightning starts the fire. And that's really what this lunar eclipse is for you, is the finality of that. It's like when that hits, boom, all of a sudden you've made the fire, and it's a change of state. You see, it's out of the earth realm, and you've moved into fire, and it's about passion and moving forward in your life. It's not about making the plans anymore. That's earth energy. Getting the details down, checking your checkbook 3, 4, 5 times, making the list, getting your resources in order. Then, boom, you kick off the fire because you've been rubbing those sticks together, and that's about action. That's about moving forward. And it is just, the lightning is really what I'm getting here, is what is spurring it for you. It's the reset, and embrace it. Yeah, it's going to make your heart sing, whatever this is, that the change in momentum. 2017 is going to be a year of action for you. That's what I feel. Lots of fire, passion, going after what you love, okay? The final card we have is from the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. Oh, baby. You got a major arcana card here. The wheel comes up. This is Archangel Michael that Doreen likes to picture on this. And what I notice with this right away is the 4 elements just totally being in balance. And the card itself reads, a time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. Oh my God, I'm getting the goosebumps for you people. You've been working hard. You have been trying to figure some stuff out. And this final release with this lunar eclipse on Friday, in the end of the zodiac, the end of the cycle, it's really for you. Please make an intention with that full moon eclipse to really let go and surrender anything that is causing a cog in the wheel, that is not allowing the flow, because there's a lot of energy that's been generated. I'm looking at the flame type images off from the wheel here. And there's just a lot that you've been working on, that there can be many options of going in many different directions. And just to be really open, your serenade this week is, your team has a lot of options open to you. And they could take the shape of something very earthly, like a, you know, traditional job, you know, very, you know, pragmatic and practical, if that's what your heart is singing towards, they're like, yes, we can give this to you. Or if it's more fire, like you just want to be ultra active and you want to find a new way to stir up your passion within you that has nothing to do with practicality. It has to do with being out there and being heard and like wearing color and being big. That's the fire. Or if it has to do with air, you're really refining the way you think about your world and the way you communicate, both out of your mouth and when you write on a computer or with your hand with paper and pen. There's something, you know, something big is being offered there, if that speaks to you. Or water. That's intuition, baby. You're ready to really start building your intuition and living life from a place. The wheel is not a small energy by any means. This is a big shift. And it's like there has been this movement and checking things and going in all these directions. And now it's this momentum that gets built and it's just rolling. And the wheel, often when I see that imagery, when I feel the energy of it, it's kind of like it's been going, but it's been a little sticky. And the wheel comes along and it really like, ching, ching, all these little like pieces and parts that have been clogging it up are really being pushed out of it. And that gets like a finely oiled machine finally. Having a hard time getting this out, but it's like all of a sudden it goes from this, just like my speech right here has been, having a hard time getting the words out, getting it clear and being able to speak as a fluid motion. And then it just starts going just beautifully on its own. So let me hop back to what I was saying about water. I didn't finish that off. That's building intuition. And that's beginning to really live your life from a place of going with the flow, moment to moment. That's not comfortable for everybody. But if that kind of life and chapter speaks to you, it's like you're setting, through your intention, you're setting the energy for that new one vibration that we will have in 2017, which begins in October. That new year energy begins in October. That's why we're going through all this muck in September. So this being the final eclipse, it's like you're just getting the bits that are clogging it up out, and you're oiling things up, and it's really starting to run like a flywheel now. But you have to pick, because I do feel like, and it can be a blend of all of these. The four elements are represented by these little circles here, these little guys. And it can be a blend of those. But for some of you, you're really going to be drawn to a certain passion of combining, or of one, or combining two maybe. Because just be aware, I feel like I need to throw this out there. Be aware of being a jack of all trades, master of none. This is a time in 2017 where you can really hone mastery in a particular area, because we all bring this uniqueness, and your skill, your mastery in a certain part of life or interest area or passion, it's very much needed. It's like the big quilt that is created by all of us in humanity, and we all contribute to these four elemental energies based on where our passion lies. I mean, for me, I'm absolutely a water person. There's no doubt about it. My astrology says it. I feel it. I feel so good when I'm by water. I feel so good when I do intuitive work. And I just know that I need to continue to hone it, and to let other parts of my life certainly help to support that. It isn't that you're saying no to those parts of life that are in the other three elements. It's that those become supporting players, and there's one elemental area that really rises to the top, and you begin to hone and focus. And that's what makes the flywheel go round and round and round even faster. And then those supporting players, the other three elements, they really step into their power to be able to help you continue to build on that area of mastery. So beautiful insight there, and such potential ahead for you that picked this card, because this is huge energy. And watch out, because the energy, there's so much momentum here for you, okay, for really positive change, particularly going into this new year. So enjoy it, and everybody, wishing you good vibrations. That gondolier, Venetian gondolier, is singing to you, and I hope this message was helpful in trying to discern what that song is that really wants to come out and allow that full moon eclipse on Friday to just clean out the last, let go, surrender the last of what it might be holding you back from stepping into this new energy in October. It's going to be a great year. It's a time of new beginnings. So take care. Wishing you masterful good vibrations in the week ahead. Bye-bye.